It's Accountech Bytes, your whistle-stop wander through the week in accounting technology with me, Tom Herbert. Coming to you today from beautiful downtown San Francisco, where I'm here covering the Sage Future Conference. I'm sure you didn't tune in for Instagram posts, but you're going to get a few anyway. Anyway, plenty of coverage of the show on accountingweb.co.uk, where Sage CEO Steve Hare kicked off the show by saying that the vendor is building AI for people doing serious work. So moving its AI pitch beyond chatbots and into agents, workflows, and implementation tools, but with its focus firmly remaining on accuracy and transparency. A link to this and everything else on the site can be found in the description for this video. Let's move on now to news that the UK Tax Authority is rolling out 28,000 Microsoft Copilot licenses to staff as it attempts to become the most AI-enabled tax authority on the planet, according to its head of AI, James Mitten. And the gloves are very much off, as the department is apparently taking a T-shaped strategy to adoption, so giving AI tools to staff across the organisation while simultaneously developing deeper high-impact use cases, although this article doesn't mention them. IT publication The Register covers this and says the move follows a trial where each user saved roughly 26 minutes per day. As it says here, more than 70% said it cut time searching for information and doing mundane tasks, while 82% said they wouldn't want to go back to life without the Copilot. However, once you get past the headline numbers, the report on the trial points to limitations, particularly when dealing with complex, nuanced, or data-heavy aspects of the work, and also raises concerns about security and handling of sensitive data. So in other words, it's fine for drafting emails, not so fine for anything that actually matters. And I'd argue quite a lot of HMRC's work does matter. News from the Big Four now, and KPMG has rolled out an AI digital assistant to enhance month-end financial close, built with enterprise system Workday and Google Cloud's Gemini Enterprise. So apparently this system will offload repetitive tasks and first-pass analysis, reduce manual work and time to close, while keeping human review and sign-off in the loop. KPMG also announced this week it will axe 10% of its US audit partners. This is after years of failed attempts to urge more of them to retire early to improve productivity. Does AI play a factor in this? Sasha Orlov, CEO of AI accounting platform Puzzle, has a theory about this. There are lots of headlines saying that accountants are being laid off because of AI, but the truth is slightly more nuanced. Every time a Big Four firm announces a new AI tool, that same firm announces new hiring. The headlines focus on the AI launch. The hiring numbers get buried in the financials. So accountants reading the news think they're being replaced. He believes AI is expanding the profession, not shrinking it. ICAW covers a new report by the Digital Regulation Cooperation Forum, that's a mouthful, outlining key regulatory compliance risks that accountancy firms can be exposed to when using AI agents. These include fragmented accountability, so the many hands problem, vendor lock-in that could see firms inadvertently becoming tied to the infrastructure of a single provider, black box decision-making, not ideal for accountancy and audit, and data protection and privacy. Finally, Blake Oliver, host of the Accounting Podcast, covers a National Bureau of Economic Research study of 6,000 executives which found zero measurable impact on productivity over the last 3 years. So, as Blake says, AI hasn't moved the needle for 80% of firms. However, he believes that they're using the wrong metrics here, as companies tend to evaluate AI with cost accounting logic. Things like hours saved, headcount avoided, cycle time reduced. In reality, it's a distraction. Stop looking at costs and start looking at throughput. So how much more can we produce? There's an excellent accounting firm example here. And finally, one of my favorites, the Secret CFO, also calls for a change in culture, basically saying every finance team will need to be sheep-dipped in AI and replumbed from top to bottom for a new era of technology. Just a couple of weeks left to get your entries in to the Accounting Excellence Awards 2026. Whether you're a small firm, large firm, bookkeeping, finance or audit team, or a leader, there's an award for you, I think. accountingexcellence.co.uk for full details. Let's head over to MTD Corner now, where Craig Ogilvie, Director of Making Tax Digital, has an update on those MTD numbers. So of the 840,000 that need to sign up before August, we are now apparently at the 280,000 sign-up mark, with more than 100 taxpayers now having filed their 25-26 end of years. And on Accounting Web, we have not one, not three, but two articles from our friends over at the Accountants Therapy Group. LKA's Robin Milstead asks, what are accountants saying about MTD now? So 5 things people are talking about on the group. So things like easements, exemptions, letters of engagement, and signing up those clients. While Brighton Tax's Nick Padenberg argues that a longer filing window would give agents and taxpayers a fairer chance to get it right. I'd be interested to know HMRC's perspective on that. A couple of bits of news, and the UK's National Cybersecurity Centre is urging consumers to replace all their passwords and two-factor authentication with passkeys, following a technical study that shows they are more secure and easier to use. So passkeys are securely stored on people's phones, computers, or in third-party credential managers, and the NCSC finds they're generally more secure. Congratulations to the folks at Accounts Receivable app Adfin, who've been named as the 3rd fastest growing company in Europe. Let's take us home with a couple of new bits and pieces, and you can now filter out supplier invoices that are paid by direct debit in Dex Payment. Tax Ready is a new UK tax calculator that connects self-employed people to local accountants. So you choose which best describes you, stick in your details, and the app scans local firms and makes the connection. And finally, Worcester-based accountant Mike Toms has launched Regulus, a new AI tax assistant that promises citation-heavy answers for small firms. So the constrained AI model is designed to give usable answers to UK tax queries and is designed to speed up answers rather than replace tax professionals. And that's your lot for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd be kind enough to like, subscribe, or follow, I'd be very grateful. I'll be back next week on my side of the Atlantic for another video. Until then, bye for now.